It's a good day to have a good day. Hello, everybody. My name's Cece Ray. Thanks for joining me. Today we are talking Vanderpump Rules. That's right. And, this season has slowly gotten there. They're coming off their Lake Tahoe trip. And Tom's starting to feel like he's making headway with the group. But there are a few issues. And Lala and Sheena, they're definitely on the same page about, Ariana stating that I'm not telling you to not talk to Tom or be friends with him. But if you decide to, I'm going to keep you at a distance because I don't want anybody in my life that's associating with him. Well, that's pretty much saying, if you talk to him, I'm no longer going to be your friend. That's basically what it is. And of course, she's got Katie by her side, who doesn't like Tom. And we know how Katie is. But before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because here we break the dish. Hello, everybody. My name's Cece Ray. Thanks for joining me. We are recapping Vanderpump Rules Season 11. This season has slowly gotten there. And, however, it's been recent that Andy Cohen, actually he was on his way, I believe, to film the reunion, said he watched the rest of the episodes of the season, and he was like, it's good. Like, it really is good. I hope it's good, because I've been waiting for it. What about you? I mean, every time I watch it, it's like, they're coming off their Lake Tahoe trip. Tom's feeling as though, he's making headway with the group. But Sheena, she's into her own feelings about Tom. She's into her own feelings about Ariana. Because, listen, she even went to Lisa Vanderpump about this. Like, she's a little hurt because she has always wanted Dancing with the Stars. She took dance classes, apparently, to prepare for it, just in case. And long and behold, look who gets it. Ariana. Well, Ariana's gotten a lot. And that is off the back of Scandival. Think about it. I mean, this is the same girl who was Sheena's backup dancer. And I believe production even had a hard time even filming because she didn't want her face there. She would cover her face with her hair. Same girl. Same girl who's doing interviews while she's on Broadway saying, I have been studying on my craft. It has nothing to do with Scandival. If it had nothing to do with Scandival, you would have been on Broadway a long time ago, girl. Just saying. And you wouldn't be putting your hair in front of your face while filming. Just saying. Just my opinion. Anyway, let's get into it. This episode starts with, first it starts with Ariana and Katie. They're at the house. And they're getting ready to leave. And, Tom is having a pool party. And Ariana describes it as a sexy singles pool party. That's not really the way I would have described it. It was a little weird, but we'll get into that too. And then you see Katie and Lala. They're sitting down having lunch. They had that big argument the last episode. And, Lala went for it. And I have to tell you, I am on Lala's side here. Katie has always been the type of person that if she doesn't like someone, and especially if somebody doesn't like that person too, I mean, they are tight. You see what I'm saying? And she expects everyone around her not to like that person. And if they do, she has a problem with them. I mean, she's done it with Sheena. She's done it with Lala. She even did it with Stassi. I mean, come on. Don't you remember? Look back. You'll see. But Lala is saying to her, which Lala has become the voice of reason in this group. Even Andy Cohen said that. She really has. But Lala is saying to her, look, this is like the third time you've come at me, and, I don't appreciate it. And she's trying to explain to Katie, that she's trying to transform her life. She doesn't want to become that miserable bitch. And Katie's on a warpath. And when Lala said that, was she talking about Katie? Possibly? I thought so. That was the first person that came to my mind. But they mend fences and hug it out, and they even now have a code word, croissant. So every single time, I guess, it starts getting heated or somebody doesn't like something, they'll yell croissant. I'm going to remember that. Croissant. I'll remember it. Then we see Tom at his pool party. These are all people that nobody knows. I mean, you can see Billy there chatting it up with people, and Tom Schwartz comes over. And, he tells Tom, remember, I had to leave early. We talked about it. He's like, yeah. And he starts asking him, like, is that girl coming over that you had met, that you were interested in? He's like, yeah, she's coming over. And Schwartz is like, I don't know, buddy. Like, is it really a good idea to have a girl you're interested in coming over where you're sharing a house with your ex-girlfriend that you cheated on? That, rang around the whole world. Remember that? Schwartz is saying, like, it's really weird in there. He says that as he walks out, which kind of was. And then, these girls come in. These girls, I don't know where they got them from. Maybe he went to a casting agency and got all these people together. I have no idea. But these girls look like deer in headlights. I mean, they have their drink in their hands and they're like, just like that. I mean, like, seriously, it was awkward. It was weird. He was weird. He's like in the pool and he's like, so did I tell you that I have a roommate? Yeah. She's my ex-girlfriend. Nothing serious or anything. Just a 10-year relationship. And meanwhile, the girls are like, it was weird. I mean, God, production must have been filming this going, what the heck are we doing here? I mean, it was weird. And then Ariana, the next day, Ariana comes down the steps. She's supposed to be meeting Sheena at the house. And man, Tom's assistant, Anne, she's like cleaning up after this entire party. I mean, it was a mess. And she goes up the steps to let Tom know that Sheena's coming over and they're going to be sitting in the living room. And he's like, yeah, okay, thanks. And then he goes on with his interview to tell us, explain to us what Anne's role is. She's his assistant, but, it also involves housekeeping. Things that I can't quite get to, she does for me. Are you joking? Like, you didn't even pick up a cup. You didn't pick up anything to clean up that mess. I mean, at this point, this girl's wiping your butt. I mean, seriously. She is a saint for putting up with you. Just saying. I hope you see this. Anyway, so she's like cleaning up, and so Sheena comes over, and Ariana and Sheena sit down, and Ariana's like, everybody's been telling me that, you're a little upset with me about Dancing with the Stars. And Sheena's like, listen, I don't like when people put words in my mouth, like especially Lisa. Well, you were upset, so Lisa didn't put any words in your mouth, Sheena. But Sheena's like, I've always wanted Dancing with the Stars. You know that. I've taken dance classes, and I was trying to prepare for it. And, I have to hear that you got Dancing with the Stars from your boyfriend. Now, this is true. Let's be real. Ariana is like, oh, I can't talk about it because of an NDA. I don't know what she expects me to do. Well, your boyfriend knew, because that's how she found out. Yeah, you probably did have an NDA, and you didn't want anything to happen in the course of them making a decision for you to be in Dancing with the Stars. I totally get that. Before contracts were signed, absolutely. But your boyfriend was coming into town for the announcement. This was a done deal, Ariana. And so this is how Sheena finds out about it. I don't blame Sheena. This is supposed to be her best friend. I question that. And so Ariana's like, no, I see what you're saying. And, I'll take that kind of in consideration. And then, Sheena comes up with this. Let me ask you, what if, like 10 years from now, I start a friendship with Tom Sandoval? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's just say, how would you react? And Ariana's like, that would be fine. I have no problem with that. But I would just keep you basically at a distance. I mean, Sheena is really trying to get her to say, it's okay if you become friends again with Sandoval. Because like she said, they had like a 15, 14-year friendship. And they did. Listen, in the beginning of Vanderpump Rules, nobody liked Sheena. And I mean nobody. But Tom Sandoval was always nice to her. And she was explaining this even, that when the cast was taking a picture somewhere at a step and repeat, which is, the background for an event where you see all the advertisings, supporters of the event, stuff like that. She was to the side because nobody wanted her in the picture. And he was like, no, you're in this too. Come on, get into the picture. She remembers that. I don't blame her. You should remember stuff like that. This is also the same man that when she was pregnant during COVID, she didn't have any money coming in. He put a couple $1,000s in her PayPal account. No questions asked. Yeah, that's a friend. That's a real friend. They weren't shooting. This was when they weren't shooting. That's a friend. And I get what Sheena's saying. Like, she's trying to get Ariana to say, it's okay. You're still going to be my best friend. I understand that you want to, see what happens with Sandoval. But Ariana's not going to have it. And Ariana in her interviews keeps saying over and over again, I'm not telling anybody not to be friends with him. But if they decide to, then I'm just going to keep that person at a distance because I don't want anybody in my life who's associating with him. Well, yeah, that can be your decision, but you're saying to everybody, if you're friends with him or you start becoming friends with him, I'm out. That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. And Sheena's petrified of that because she doesn't want to lose her friend. And I get it. I get it. However, there has been some things that have come out recently saying that season 10, like these two had a non-existent relationship. Is it true? I don't know. It's allegedly true, but that's what's coming out right now. That would make a huge difference. I think Raquel also said that that's what Tom told her. So, I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to this. So, that's the discussion between Ariana and Sheena. And then you see Schwartz and Joe. These two are comical together. I'm sorry. They are comical together. They are now in this huge swan paddling away in the middle of God knows what water they're in. And I mean, these two, I love these two. They're both quirky. They feed off of each other with their quirkiness. You can tell that she is much more into this relationship. She says that nothing's going on, but I have a feeling that she has really fallen for him. Just an instinct. But he's saying, no, I just got divorced. I'm going to be single for a while. This would be what I would recommend to anybody, one of my friends that just got divorced. I would say, don't rush things. Take some time. Get out there, date a few people. And that's what the advice he's trying to give himself. And I get that too. But I have to say, these two, they're really cute. I think they're really cute. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people disagree, but I think they're really cute. I mean, Katie would disagree. I mean, she has explained in the after show, I believe, as well. Or it could have been on this episode. I can't remember. Where, she sent this, Joe sent her a text when they were getting divorced saying, I love you and, I'm there by your side, whatever you need, just let me know. And then 3 months later, she's living with Schwartz. Girl, you're the one that wanted the divorce. Hello? He's been a free man for like a long time. I mean, how long did it take to actually finalize the divorce? I mean, he's been single. You've been single. You were out there doing whatever way before he started doing anything. So, and you're the one that asked for the divorce. So, I don't really think you have much to say there, girl. And you're just mad that it's her. That they had like a little thing going on. They're just friends now. But I do think that Joe likes him a little bit more than he likes her. But I love to see them together. I think they're cute. I know they're not together anymore. I know he's dating somebody else. But I think they're just cute. That's just my opinion. We'll see how it goes. And so now the whole gang is getting together at this bar. And, Sandoval's there. Schwartz is there. Kennedy's there. They're all there. Sheena's there. And long and behold, look who makes an appearance. The queen herself, Ariana. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here, Ariana. And she, as soon as she stepped into that bar, I was like, oh, she's coming in because she doesn't want anybody to be friends with him. She wants to make sure that these people are her friends. And guess what? It's exactly what she said in her interview. She didn't want to lose any of her friends to him. So she wanted to make an appearance to make sure that they don't. Because you know why? She didn't want them talking to him. That's what it boils down to. Sweet on the outside. Could she be a wolf in sheep's clothing? I don't know. Possibly. But, Schwartz was explaining, I think, to Sheena, I think it was, like how the pool party was, like, weird. And there was nobody really there he knew, all that stuff. And then, Sheena starts to explain to Sandoval, like, you have to take accountability when it comes to Katie. Like, you have to take accountability. Because she feels as though, part of the reason why she got divorced was because of him and these two opening the bar. Well, let's look back on this a second. She wanted to put her 2 cents into it, and these two said, nope, you're not going to have anything to do with this. And she was mad. She was hurt. And I think that's right there where it started thinking about getting a divorce. I do. I'm sorry, I do. Because, she really wanted her 2 cents in that bar. And these two boys were like, put the brakes on, girl. Just because you're his wife, this is our bar. We're going to do it the way we want. And we don't want any of your advice, any of your help. We want you to have nothing to do with it. And I really think that was the start of, well, he's going with him. He's opening a bar with him. He could have opened a bar with me. That type of deal. And so I think that's really where she started thinking about a divorce. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So Sandoval, of course, starts getting defensive like he normally does, which just shows everybody, has he really changed? Kennedy's trying to talk him down. He doesn't want to talk to him, and he winds up leaving. Okay. And, the next day, I think that Ariana was having like a game night, and everybody was going to show up at the house, and Katie was there early to help, set up. And Ariana goes upstairs. Tom is downstairs. And Tom takes Sheena's advice. And he says, look, Katie, basically I'm sorry for whatever, everything I've done to you. And, he really does apologize. And he's like, I hope you basically accept my apology. She's like, no. An apology is just words. That's all it is. I mean, listen, you're never going to... Katie never is going to accept anyone's apology. Katie never says when she's wrong. I know there's a lot of people out there that's like, poor Katie. I get it. Everybody has an opinion. That's not mine. I think that this is how she's always been. And so he's really, that apology just fell on deaf ears. It did, to be quite honest. But I think in his interview, he even said that, listen, he values that friendship he had with Sheena. He will take her advice. He will try to make amends. He will do anything with anybody because he really wants that friendship back with Sheena. And so Sheena really means a lot to him. And I think that is genuine, to be quite honest. Then the guys, they're all out at a bar, basically having a guys' night. And long and behold, guess who walks in? Schwartz says, I invited Jax, I'm hoping these two are really good friends, and they, deep down inside, I know they love each other. Really, Schwartz? I have a feeling, don't quote me, but I have a feeling that production said, why don't you invite Jax? Because we're trying to, that's right, link Vanderpump Rules with The Valley, which is a spinoff of Vanderpump Rules, so we need him to make an appearance. This would be the perfect night to do it. Call me crazy. I think that's what happened. And Jax comes in as his normal self, I'm the number one guy type deal. And he sits down and he's talking about everything that's been happening, and he's opening a bar, and, Tom God love them. Schwartz and Sandoval are like, well, if you need any advice, let us know. And Jax is like, that's the last two I get advice from. But Tom Sandoval's pretty silent about this. He's listening to everything he's saying. And, basically Sandoval is like, you were talking about me on your podcast and I didn't appreciate it. Mind you, they haven't spoken in a couple years because they did have a falling out. And Jax was like, you're upset with me because I was talking about you on my podcast? He's like, the whole world is talking about you. Now, is Jax right in this moment? Yeah, he is. But it's always Jax's delivery. You see what I'm saying? It's always that tone, that attitude, that I'm the number one guy, don't forget it type deal. You know what I mean? But at the end, they wind up, hugging. And are they going to be friends? Probably not. But that's how they left it. And that was the end of the episode. And so what do we think? What did you think? What did you think about this episode? Where do you think it's going to go? The problem is here, too, is that, we know a little bit from social media in real time. And so we know how things go, right? There is a huge lawsuit going on. Ariana suing Tom for the house. Tom has been paying all the bills at the house. Like, it's this whole mess situation there. Raquel, now Rachel, is suing Ariana and Tom Sandoval. That is a huge lawsuit that has come into play. Really huge. So, all these things happen while in real time, while this was filmed several months ago. So it's kind of like playing catch up to what's actually happening right now. So where is this episode going to go? I have no idea, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't forget, here we break the dish.